Associate State Director with AARP California. I'm here today to host a conversation with the candidates. AARP is a national nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. We have been fighting for more than 60 years on issues that matter most to older adults and their families, and to ensure that their voices are heard. Our members have told us over and over again that one of their top priorities is being able to choose where they live and remain in their homes and communities as they age, what we call aging in place. 73% of Americans aged 45 and over would like to age in place, and this percentage increases to 90% when considering those above the age of 65. However, many often can't do so because their community was not built or designed to support aging in place. A livable, age-friendly community must offer a sense of safety and security. It should also have a diverse housing and transportation options that are affordable, accessible, and have features and services for people of all ages. Fortunately, in 2019, the City of Sacramento enrolled in AARP's Age-Friendly Network. As a member of the network, the city made a commitment to actively improve the quality of life for the very young, the very old, and everyone in between. However, we know this is no easy task and requires the support of all city leaders. We are here today because we would like to see the next City Council member of District 8 to be a champion for creating an age-friendly Sacramento. So for this conversation, we'll be discussing livability issues within our city, and we'll ask our candidates how they will serve the needs of the 50 plus on City Council. I'm here today with Les Simmons, City Council candidate for District 8, and we want to hear from him about his vision for the future of Sacramento. Welcome, Mr. Simmons, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for your advocacy. I know that your members make up well over 3 million individuals statewide. In our city, it's well over 70,000. I can imagine that a good number of those live in our district, my district, that I'm looking forward to earning the trust to be elected as South Sacramento's new city council member.
Great, thank you.
Welcome.
Do you, so in about 2 minutes or less, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and why you're running for Sacramento City Council?
Right. Thank you again for the opportunity. And again, I'm Les Simmons, running for City Council for South Sacramento District 8, where I have raised my family, where I've met my wife of now 19 years and have 3 kids that I get to experience this life with, in addition to my mother-in-law and my mother and father, who we work alongside of each other. I'm running for City Council to ensure a future for all of Sacramentans, all of our kids, our youth, our adults, our seniors here in the district. As you all know, we are well into a pandemic that have taken the lives of many people, including disproportionately impacting our seniors, those that are most vulnerable in our district and in our community as well. I think when the pandemic hit, for me, it was a moment to pause my campaign and to really put the focus on pulling our community through. One of the things we did early in March was expanded our food distribution center. We know with food insecurities, both citywide as well as in my district, District 8, there are major food insecurities that we needed to be able to have accessible food and then deliver that food to seniors, folks above 65 that shouldn't be out the house. And so we started our food delivery service where all you had to do is call a number if you were above 65 and you live in this district, and we would deliver food to you. In addition to that, we scaled up our masks. We call it Masks for the People. We made and have given out well over 45,000 reusable face masks to folks in this district, in addition to giving out and serving well over 50,000 people this far with food within this district. We also opened up the only free COVID testing site in the district as well. I think you have to have strong leaders that are able to make change, that are able to be in tough spaces, and to push for change that supports all of us, including those that are most vulnerable, our seniors, our children, our next generation. And I'm running for City Council to ensure that happens.
Thank you very much. Lots of really important work happening. Now let's get a little bit more into the issue of livable communities. Sacramento strives to hold the title of the most livable city in America. And this is
Correct.
a two-part question. Where do you feel we are on meeting that goal? And what are your ideas for what needs to be improved or changed about Sacramento to make it a more livable community for people of all ages, and especially for older adults?
I'm pleased to have been in my community for well over 30 plus years. I've seen the changes that have come to our entire city, including Midtown, other parts of our city, and I've seen it pass over our district, District 8. I've seen some change. I've seen, some things that have evolved and developed, but I've also seen opportunity. I think we have multiple opportunities to ensure the livable community that we envision Sacramento being happening in District 8, from both an affordable living standpoint to ensure that our housing market keeps up with the demand, to ensure that it's affordable living, to ensure accessibility to both jobs, accessibility to grocery stores, to produce, and then safe communities as well. I'm pleased to have been a part of this community for some time. I was actually named, given a Champion for Change award because of my advocacy work around health and wellness. Partnered with the Hill Zone at one point to really highlight the challenges in District 8 around walk accessibility. And we began to do a walk audit many years ago around Macro, Center Parkway area, Stockton Boulevard. And we began to say, okay, if we want to make this a livable community, we have to address the issues around lighting, the issues around biking and sidewalks, safetiness. And we begin to highlight these issues, hawk signals to be able to cross the street. And as a result of our advocacy and work, we now see a lot of the things that we highlighted many years ago. I think you have to have strong leaders that are willing to go on this journey with all of us in our community and ensure everyone has a seat at the table to be able to create the path forward.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, my next question is on improving housing options and affordability. As housing costs continue to increase, older adults may be unable to find housing to meet their needs. What would you do to ensure the creation of affordable and diverse housing options, such as accessory dwelling units and or housing that allows for greater accessibility and independence to help residents remain in their homes and their communities as they age?
I would be a strong advocate, just as I am now, to protect residents and renters in their homes, to keep folks in their homes where they can grow old in their homes. They can afford to live in their homes, not only afford it, but as they progress in life, pay homes off. Home ownership is one of the greatest things, greatest assets a person can have. In our district, as many of you know, there's multiple opportunities to develop property to address the housing shortage. I've been pleased to sit on the Macro Business District for now going on 8 years or so, where we have addressed the challenges around economic development, the challenges around business development, and I'm pleased to have the support of a lot of builders and developers to be able to address these challenges in our district. I think for me, as an elected official, being a strong advocate for affordability, for accessibility, and for being able to keep folks in their home, I think is going to be key. And having those partnerships with builders and developers and coming from the community. I have a grandmother and a mother and a mother-in-law that many of them live in this community, right? I want to be able to hear them say, I can grow old where I grew up at. I pastor a church, it's well over 1,000 members, that maybe 30–40% of those members are above 65. I want to be able to create a space where they can walk to church, or they can walk to the grocery store, or they can, go to the park. And so they have to be able to afford it, have to be able to stay where they're living and see it develop. They have to be able to Say like if you move to this city from another city, the affordability of housing is going to be vital. The accessibility of housing is going to be vital. And as an elected official, my goal would be to be a strong advocate for our seniors.
Great. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, our next question is focused on improving our transportation policy. Transportation is a vital link that connects older adults and people of all ages, abilities, and socioeconomic backgrounds to jobs, healthcare, social activities, economic activity, and community services that support their independence. What would you do to create and encourage a range of safe and accessible mobility options in Sacramento, including shared rideables such as bikes and scooters, ride sharing, and even autonomous vehicles? And secondly, how will you ensure that pedestrians can safely use roadways and sidewalks in their neighborhoods?
Right. Again, I was a part of Walk Sacramento and creating, safer streets within South Sacramento some years ago. It was important for us to ensure that everyone, including our seniors, felt safe when they were walking our streets, which meant we have to have sidewalks, we have to have bike lanes, we have to have hawk signals and lighting. We have to have, really accessible crosswalks that were safe for our community. And I think we have to continue to address these needs throughout District 8. There are multiple opportunities to create the environment that we really see us thriving out of. I think the biggest thing, though, is ensuring everyone has a seat at the table to articulate the set of challenges and ideas that really make Sacramento and really make District 8 accessible when it comes to public transportation and having access to jobs that maybe they have to commute from South Sacramento to Midtown or from South Sacramento to Oak Park, right? We want to make sure that it's accessible. We want to make sure that it's safe. And you have someone that comes from our community running for city council that can help articulate that.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome.
Now, our final issue is going to be about community engagement. Older adults, like people of all ages, want respect and want to be involved and ask their opinions on issues that impact their lives. How can city leaders, community organizations, and volunteers partner together to make Sacramento a better place? And if elected, how can AARP work with you and your office to help achieve Sacramento's livability goals?
Right. Coming from a community organization, nonprofit background, I've definitely worked with AARP in the past at creating a space for our seniors to feel welcomed and to have a place of employment, and to also understand that their historical knowledge and experience and value is valued within our community. I think we have to continue to do that by making sure that folks have access, making sure AARP and our seniors have access to be able to envision a path forward together. A few years ago, we were dealing with some of the health disparities around diabetes and heart conditions and different things that really, plagued our community. And I remember coming together with Kaiser and HEC, was what we call the Heal Zone. And we really created these listening spaces to really help lift up the different ideas a person had to address these health challenges. And one of the cool things, one young lady, I'm saying young, but she was a little older in age, she came up with this idea that we would walk together, and then after the walk, we would have healthy eating. Now, in order to walk together, and these were some seniors, we had to clean up the park. One of the parks I'm referring to is Valley High Park, and we had to come together, clean up the park, make the walkways more safe, more clean, and then we had to support an organizer to be able to bring people together. And we did that, right? I think it's going to take that model of shared interests equals shared success. And definitely, we have a lot of passionate community folks within District 8 that want to share in the interests of reimagining our community, one that works for everyone, including our seniors, those that are most vulnerable, and ensuring they get to enjoy life even at the ages they're at.
Thank you. Well, once again, we want to thank you for taking the time to meet with us and tell us a little bit more about your plans for Sacramento City Council. As we close, do you have any final words that you'd like to leave with our members and viewers, particularly those who might be feeling alone, socially isolated, or even just in need to hear some inspiration from our local leaders?
Right. I think for one, first, you need strong leadership, proven leadership on city council. And I have had that proven leadership within our community of creating a space that works for all of us. A few years ago, I organized the effort to revitalize the old place called Cowskate within our community. Many folks know that facility in place. It was a place where we gathered, where many of our kids gathered, and we skated. Well, that began to kind of fall apart, and we came together, revitalized it. Thanks to our partners with Sacramento Kings, we brought back a brand new NBA basketball floor and a skating ring, and we do youth mentorship programs, health and fitness programs, and we create a space that works for everyone. I think you have to have strong leadership that is able to take up old places and reimagine them for the future. I think during these times that we are in a pandemic that has disproportionately impacted our community, this community, and caused those that are most vulnerable above 65 to have to, in some places, cocoon, stay sheltered. I think what I would say to you is that we see you. We are supporting all those within our community, especially those that are most vulnerable. And you have my commitment, both as a community leader and as an elected official, to support you, to ensure long life is what the promise is, long life and a happy life. You have my commitment as a leader to help make sure and champion the set of values that allow for long life to happen. I hope you're safe and I hope you're healthy, and I look forward to earning your trust and your support at electing me come this November 3rd. Thank you.
Mr. Simmons, thank you so much for being here with us today. To our members and viewers, thank you for listening to this important conversation. Before we leave, I want to encourage and remind all of you to vote safe this 2020 election. Make your voice heard on these issues and issues that matter most to you. As a reminder, in Sacramento, there are more days and more ways to vote. Every voter will receive a mail-in ballot. In-person voting is expanded beyond Election Day, and you have the opportunity to cast your ballot at any vote center throughout the county. Additionally, if you haven't already, please register to vote today. For more information on registering to vote or how to vote, visit aarp.org/CA votes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.